Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's going on, everybody? How was your weekend? How was your weekend? Welcome to Mberiket Live. Hey, if you have not yet watched yesterday's podcast, do so. Go to obviously the channel and check out what we did. We talked about what's happening in Abia State, what the governor of Abia State is doing right now, Alex Oti. So Kate and I hopped on yesterday. And we had a special guest from Canada. Her name was CJ. We talked a little bit, chopped it up about what's going on in Abia State, and we talked about some other developments and other matters in Nigeria. So I highly encourage you to check that episode out if you haven't already done so. For those of you who are watching for the first time, my name is Richard Barakat, Nigerian-born US-based entrepreneur. I'm based in Las Vegas, Nevada, recording this live. Happy to have you on. Today's topic is Lagos and the World Bank. They are in talks right now. They are in specifically investment talks about how the World Bank can get involved in Lagos. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to explain to you what this discussion, what this meeting is about and what it is not. So don't get it misconstrued. This is not about Lagos begging the World Bank for money. The World Bank cannot directly deal with Lagos. The World Bank deals directly with Nigeria, the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That's who the World Bank deals with. So if any deal materializes with Lagos, it has to go through the Federal Republic of Nigeria. As you guys know, the World Bank is one of the top financiers of Nigeria. They loan us billions of dollars to effect capital projects, infrastructure, security apparatus. The World Bank loans Nigeria all the money that Nigeria, I guess, needs. So this isn't about Sanwo-Olu, the governor of Lagos State, going around begging for money or asking for a loan. Um, you see, you got to look at it this way. You got to follow the money. The World Bank is not a charity. The World Bank is in the business of making money. They're in the business of recouping their investments. This is nothing, this is simply due diligence, what the World Bank is doing right now in Lagos. And you got to give credit to the governor of Lagos State, Governor Sanwo-Olu. Why is Lagos attractive to the World Bank? That's what I always try to tell people who care to listen. It's all about making your state and making your country attractive to capital. You can't pray your way into this. You can't beg your way into this, into capital. You can't strong arm your way into meetings and capital investments. You have to do one thing and one thing alone. You have to attract it. Lagos is attractive to the World Bank. Why? It's the commercial capital of Nigeria. Lagos State generates over $100 billion a year in GDP for the country of Nigeria. Nobody else comes close. So when you look at a country, there are estimates that Nigeria is generates 185 billion GDP. I'm talking about in USD. not purchasing power parity in USD, anywhere between $185 billion a year to $285 billion a year, depending on the exchange rates. That's what Nigeria's GDP output is in the global space. So when you have a state like Lagos State that brings in $100 billion annually, it's the number one economy. Lagos State is the number one state, some might argue, in the entire African continent. See, states like that is what the World Bank looks at. So when you see, show you a little bit of a breakdown on uh on what each state brings in. So Lagos ranks number one at $100 billion in nominal GDP every year to Nigeria. Number two is Rivers State at only $19.7 billion a year. So let's round that up to 20 billion. You see the difference. Number three is Akwa Ibom State. Akwa Ibom is neck and neck with Rivers. You see, when I tell you guys to invest in Akwa Ibom, you think I'm joking. You gotta follow the money. It's all about numbers, guys. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. It's all about the numbers. It's not about sentiment. Smart investors don't make investment deals based on sentiments. It's all about numbers. So you got number one at Lagos at $100 billion. That's why it's so attractive to the World Bank. Then you have Rivers State and Akwa Ibom State neck and neck. Rivers is 19.7, Akwa Ibom is $19.3 billion. Estimated annual GDP. The fourth is Imo State at 19 billion. Then you have Delta number five at 15 billion a year. Anambra, 12.7 billion. Ondo, 12.6. Number eight ranked is Ogun State at 12.5 billion. Then you have Bayelsa. Then you have Niger. Generates $11.3 billion a year, estimated annual GDP. That's the top 10. What bottoms it out? Let's look at the last one on the list. This is the state that generates the lowest GDP for Nigeria, and that's Yobe State. Enugu is low. Enugu is at 34. Kwara is at 35. Borno, volatile state, is at 29 at 4.8 billion. So that is why Lagos State is attractive to the World Bank. So right now they're there doing their due diligence. They are looking at Lagos State. They're analyzing what are some of the projects that Sanwo-Olu, the current governor of Lagos State, has effected, what has been completed. That is what the delegates, the World Bank delegate, is what they are doing currently right now in Lagos State. And we have to be honest, Nigeria doesn't have money. The majority of all of the projects that's happening in Nigeria right now are externally funded by institutions like the World Bank. You have, I think we have loans with the UAE, we have our standard Chinese loans. As much as Nigeria is developing internally, we are still struggling as a nation to self-fund projects. So that's why we have to reach out to organizations like the World Bank. So what Sanwo-Olu is doing right now is he went to them and he said, hey, come and have a look at what we are doing in Lagos State. Come have a look at what we're doing in Lagos State. We are safe for investment. And when you look at, you got to look at like the signals too. When the World Bank takes a meeting with a state governor, it means a lot. it shows that there's confidence in that state. Okay. States like Yobe that only brings in about $4 billion a year GDP for the Nigerian economy is not going to have the same leverage that that Lagos State has. So it's not Sanwo-Olu begging. It's him basically coming, telling them, come in, take a look at what we are doing. Obviously, the World Bank is going to look. You've effected this project. You are able to deliver on your promises. Obviously, they can't discount that $100 billion a year in annual GDP. You also have to look at it. Lagos is the largest subnational economy. They have a high project density. They also have like recurring involvement with the World Bank. So the World Bank is looking at the state like this is where we feel comfortable. This is where we can come in and support. They say success begets success, and success is often repeated. So I think a state like Lagos, although it's very centralized, you look at a country that generates, let me just go ahead and throw Nigeria, let me give Nigeria a bone here. Let's just say we had $285 billion a year in GDP. And then you have one state that controls almost a third of that. Not only does it show opportunity, it also shows that Nigeria's economy is 100% dependent on Lagos's success, which is not good. We gotta be able to move and diversify the economy outside of Lagos because guess what? If Lagos, I know this isn't gonna happen, I'm just hypothetically speaking here. If Lagos were to go down, Nigeria goes down. Let me see. I know Abuja is not a state, so Abuja doesn't really. I'm looking at my list here to see how much Abuja generates. But we got to diversify the Nigerian economy outside of Lagos. And if you're looking at the figures that I'm looking at, you got 100 billion, and then you have the second closest one at 19.7, and then the third closest is what? Akwa Ibom, my home state, at $19.3 billion. So you can invest in places like rivers. You can go to Akwa Ibom, which is considered actually one of the fastest rising states in the country, and invest. Imo State is not so far behind at 19 billion. Delta is at 15. We talked about Abia. Where does Abia fall into all this? Talked about Abia yesterday. Abia is at number 18 at $8.7 billion. So let's look at this Sanwo-Olu deal with the World Bank delegation. This is from Channels TV. So the headline, Sanwo-Olu meets World Bank delegation. Good validation for Mr. Sanwo-Olu. He's doing a great job in Lagos. Being able to generate $100 billion a year is no small feat. So the governor said that they had an open and practical conversation about how Lagos can work more closely with the World Bank in areas that matters most to the residents. Remember, this is not a direct relationship between Lagos and the World Bank. There's a middle person there, which is the federal government of Nigeria. So if anything, what's going to happen is the World Bank is going to loan the federal government of Nigeria. Let's say something materializes the money, and then the federal government of Nigeria is going to funnel that money to Lagos states to effect their projects. So he says here to boost living standards in Lagos, the team was led by the managing director for operations, Anna Jurdy, and the International Finance Corporation Regional Vice President for Africa, Mr. Ethiopia Tafara. So Sanwo-Olu disclosed this on his official X handle today, Monday, February 2nd, where he stated that they would be working in areas that matters most to the people. As you guys know, Sanwo-Olu has been investing heavily, at least well, the Lagos state government, they've been investing heavily in like CNG, public transportation. They are building a a mass transit system in Lagos. As you guys know, Dangote Refinery, Nigeria's $20 billion oil refinery is right there in Ibejuleki, also in Lagos. Lagos is the commercial hub, the commercial capital of. So it's easy for Sanwo-Olu to be able to sit with someone like Anna here to talk about the projects that they've done in the past, what they've accomplished, how it's helped, and all they're asking is we want to do more and we need the financial support. But before anything happens, come in. I'm pretty sure they're gonna go on a tour. They're gonna show some of the projects that they've done. And at the end of the day, the outcome that Sanwo-Olu wants from this meeting is for the World Bank to validate and say, hey, they are doing the right thing. They are helping to boost legacy, the Nigerian economy. We see some of the systems that they have in place. The only thing, though, that I am yet to still see implement across roadmaps, state roadmaps, is artificial intelligence. Nobody is talking about that. Sanwo-Olu to me, we're going to look at the Lagos State website in a second. I'm going to see if there's some sort of a plan or some sort of a coordinated national initiative on artificial intelligence. We're going to look at that to see if that's happening. So the governor said that they had an open and practical conversation about how Lagos can work more closely with the World Bank in areas that matter to residents, including energy. Energy here is electrical power. As you guys know, it could be a combination of solar farms also. But we need to fix that energy matter. That's the foundational layer of any growing economy. They got to be able to stabilize energy. Energy, electrical power has to be available for firms, got to be available to the populace. Agriculture, I don't know if Lagos is an agricultural environment. That kind of seems a little bit out of place there, but I can see it's almost like you're saying, let's talk about agriculture in New York, or let's talk about agriculture in Chicago or Miami. You talk about agriculture in rural areas, like places like middle belt of Nigeria could benefit more in the agricultural space. So I just don't see how agriculture would fit in with what Sanwo-Olu is trying to do in Lagos. Now, look at that tourism, huge, huge for Lagos State. You already saw, we've been seeing for the past 4 years what's going on with Dirty December. I believe in 2024, the month of December in 2024 generated what? A little over $70 million into the Lagos economy. Some people are estimating that although the numbers are not in yet for 2025 Dirty December, but some people are saying that, like, Lagos could be looking at what, $150 million in just a 30-day window. So that human capital, and it's a human capital development. I'm assuming what they mean here is more like maybe upskilling and reskilling the local populace. They're training in maybe construction development, which is huge right now across Lagos. There's a lot of building constructions happening right now across Lagos State. So quote here, we are actively seeking partnerships and investments that raise living standards, and we are prepared to take the necessary steps to earn greater support. So this is always number one. The first step is bringing in the World Bank and showing them what the state of Lagos uh, is currently doing. And you guys have to remember, Lagos is always going to be the beacon of Nigeria, right? Everyone is trying to model their local state economies after Lagos State. I mean, you can't ignore the $100 billion a year, and everything else just kind of pales in comparison to that, with the closest being 19.7 billion, which is River State. And remember, too, River State is largely concentrated in what, Port Harcourt. So it says here, they want to take the necessary steps to gain greater support from the World Bank and also for support from the federal government of Nigeria as well, especially for infrastructure that directly affects daily life across the state. So Sanwo-Olu said that he also shared a brief reflection on our journey over the past 6 years under the Themes Plus agenda. The focus has always been on delivering results that people can feel. Millions of Lagosians have seen real improvements. And listen, I fly through Lagos every time I go to Nigeria. I've also seen real improvements in Lagos. Lagos, the last time that I went, I just was last year. I was there in January of last year. So it's been about a year now. Lagos to me looks like a little mini Las Vegas in a way. I mean, it looks, Lagos really looks nice. No one can dispute that Lagos looks nice. It's still congested. It's still overcrowded. And part of that is because we are just, we need to be able to decentralize. Right now, everything is still centralized as far as like Lagos is where people go to quote unquote make money. We got to be able to make money in other states like Akwa Ibom, Imo State, Abia State, and Kwara State. You know, those states need to develop their economy. So then that way, people don't really necessarily need to see the need of having to move to Lagos to earn a living. When you look at the way the United States is structured, although New York obviously is a huge commercial economy, the financial capital of the United States, and then you have Los Angeles, the entertainment capital of the United States, which also happens to be, I think, the fourth or fifth economy in the world, and then you have everything else kind of spread out. You can come to a place like Nevada and make a living. You could go to a place like Nebraska and make a living. You could go to the United States is more spread out, like the wealth is spread out within the country, and that's what we need for Nigeria. If we want to become a leader in the African continent, by the way, Nigeria is no Nigeria is no longer the giant of Africa, guys. We are only the giant of Africa when it comes to the population. We are the most populous, but uh, South Africa's GDP is much higher than Nigeria's GDP in USD. South Africa is like what, at $400 billion a year GDP. Nigeria is at 285. Egypt is even higher than us when it comes to USD GDP. So Nigeria is strong. Nigeria is, has all the, like we always say, has all the potential in the world, but we got to get away from that potential aspect into execution. People want to see what World Bank is doing right now is what I would expect, or what Sanwo-Olu, the way that Sanwo-Olu is positioning Lagos right now to attract the World Bank is how I would want to see the president of Nigeria, President Bola Tinubu, position Nigeria to be able to attract investors in. Okay, so the focus has always been to deliver results that people can feel. Millions of Lagosians have seen real improvements. While there's still a lot to do, the progress is still measurable. And also, Lagos, guys, remember, is also relatively safe. Lagos is not on the list of the do not travel US travel advisory that the United States government puts out with the State Department that list the states not to travel to within Nigeria. Lagos is not one of them. Uh, Lagos is not on that list. Akwa Ibom is not on that list. I don't know if Rivers is on that list or not. But these are the things that agencies and institutions like the World Bank, this is what they look at. Is this a place where I can come in and support? Is this a place that I could come in and grow my investment? Is this a nation? Is this a state that will not default on their loans? These are the things that the World Bank, that at least that World Bank delegation, based on what they are doing in Lagos, this is what they are looking at. Not only are they looking at the physical projects that Sanwo-Olu has completed, they are also gauging the risk factor of investing in Lagos. So business ranking, the governor further highlighted the ranking of the states under the ease of doing business. You see what I'm talking about? The ease of doing business ranking. 4 years ago, Lagos was ranked 29th nationally. Last year, we moved to first place. That did not happen by chance. It came from being more deliberate, more consistent, and more accountable in how the government works. Sanwo-Olu also shared a brief reflection on their journey over the past 6 years under the themes. I don't know what this themes agenda is. Let me know, like, you guys know what that is, the themes agenda? We're going to look at the Lagos State official website here in a second, once we're done with this article here. So the focus has always been on delivering results that people can feel. Um, Millions of Lagosians have seen real improvements, and while there's still a lot to do, the progress is measurable. So this is why the World Bank is there. They're basically there to assess the states. They always say trust but verify. Yeah, we trust what you're saying, Sanwo-Olu, but let's go in, bring our delegates in to verify what you're talking about. And obviously, they're going to put together a SWOT analysis and then go from there. But I don't see why. I don't see why the World Bank wouldn't support the largest economy in Africa. But at the end of the day, it's results that counts. So this is not about politics, ladies and gentlemen. This is not about the Lagos State government begging for loans. They are showing their results. They're showing what they've done. They're showing what they're capable of. And all they're saying is we need support. We need that validation from institutions like the World Bank. So that is what that is it's about. Like I said, nothing in this article points to artificial intelligence, which I think I'm telling you, if you're watching this and you're a policymaker in Nigeria, you got to build around AI. That is where, let's look at the official, this is the official website of Lagos. We got to build around artificial intelligence. That is where global capital is going. Everybody right now is winding down, diversing, distractions, non-profitable properties, and everybody is taking their money right now and they're investing it. I'm talking about nations, talking about states. Everyone is looking into AI right now. So Sanwo-Olu didn't say anything about that, which kind of bothers me a little bit. I know he talked about energy. Again, I don't see how agriculture fits in what Lagos is doing, but tourism definitely. Artificial intelligence development policies, he didn't mention anything like that. But maybe something like that is available on the official Lagos State website. So looking at this website, this is very, very clean. At first, when I first visited it, I'm like, am I on the wrong page here? But no, this is look, I think this is what is this like ChatGPT built in? It says ask Echo Smarts about Lagos State services. Interesting. So you can come in here and it's like, where's the nearest service center, permit office, which ministry handles land issues, need help with business registration. Look at that. This is a beautifully made website. This is the, what is this? The National, this building here to the right. That's the National Theater. Look at the Marina train station. So Lagos has a population of 22 million people. Number of visitors monthly is 1.3. Is that monthly? So compared to Las Vegas, we get like what, 40 million visitors a month. Lagos is only getting what, 1.3 million. Interesting. State revenue for 2023 is what, 651 billion naira. Vehicles on the road, 5.2. That's a lot of damn cars on the road. The biggest economy, six in Africa. I thought Lagos was number one. Interesting. So we're sixth in Africa. So this is their website. Let's look again. Okay, so let's look at this agriculture. I just don't, it says apply for a farming license. Where are you going to farm in Lagos State? You guys know there are no farmlands in Lagos State. Lagos is concrete jungle, just like New York. I just don't see where you're gonna farm. So there's advertisement, business, trade and commerce, chieftaincy titles, citizenship services, compliance and feedback, education environments. I'm looking for AI or digital. I'm looking for that. Media and entertainment. No, thank you. Resources, science and technology. I think maybe AI could fit in there. So tourism and culture, I get that. Let's go to science and technology and see if there's any mention of artificial intelligence. Sorry, AI there. So Lagos State Science, Research and Innovation, Ministry of Innovation, Science and Technology, nothing there. Let's go to let's go to the newsroom, see if there's any press release on digital or even at the very least digital. I don't see anything there. Say seeking funds for critical security needs. I'm not gonna go too far back. Okay, let's go back to the home page. I'm gonna type in here artificial intelligence to see if anything pops up. AI. Hello, I'm Eko Smart, your official. Okay, okay, okay. Let's ask oh, sorry. What is Lagos's AI strategy? And type it. Strategy. So what we're seeing right now, fellows, is ChatGPT built into the website. So it says here, Lagos is actively embracing AI as a key driver for innovation and development across various sectors. The Ministry of Innovation, Science and Technology is at the forefront. So this is the ministry that we need to be looking at here. The Ministry of Information Science. I can't, yeah. You see that? The Ministry of Information, Science and Technology is who we should be looking at here for all questions about AI. I'm going to go back and see if I can pull up that ministry. So they are working to position Lagos as a leading smart city in Africa. The state's AI strategy focuses on several key areas, developing a skilled workforce. We're definitely going to need that. Like you're looking at like right now, 50% of the world's AI researchers are in China, and also 50% of all developers, software developers are Chinese. Now, Nigeria has a very good relationship with China as well. I would like to see more partnership in the skilled sector, like the reskilling and the upskilling. I saw an article the other day. So I read an article the other day about NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang. He said that he doesn't want his developers coding anymore because artificial intelligence already does that. What NVIDIA is looking for in their developers are people who can solve undiscovered problems. So instead of you sitting there coding and coding and coding, what NVIDIA is doing is they want you to be looking for undiscovered problems to solve using AI. So if you are a software developer right now, just sitting around coding all day long, AI is actually going to take that role. You gotta be able to come to the table with problem solving skills. So that's where the future is going right now, finding undiscovered problems to solve, utilizing artificial intelligence. So I like that they're developing a skilled workforce. MSIT, in collaboration with other agencies, is committed to building a talent proficient in AI and related technologies. This involves supporting educational initiatives. We gotta start pipelining for AI talent, guys. Pipelining for both AI, not just AI researchers. These are the scientists. That's what we need to start pipelining for if we want to compete in this AI space. So promoting innovation and entrepreneurship, Lagos aims to be, you see, all of this is all aspirational. I want to see what we are currently doing right now. I know we want to talk, we want to develop skilled workforce here. Are we doing it right now? Is that already in place? Is that initiative already in place? We gotta start building in flight, build in flight. So all of this right now just kind of seems that it's all aspirational. So it says here to learn more about specific initiatives or get involved, let's visit the website of the Ministry of Innovation, Science and Technology. Let's do that right now and see what pops up. So they just launched their new website, creating a progressive tech-driven Lagos. So you see, guys, you see this information that I'm giving you. If you are, in Lagos right now, and you are not aware of organizations like this or ministries like this, the MIST, you have that website right there, mist.com. Sorry, mist.lagosstates.gov.ng. See, this is what I'm interested in. This is, guys, this is the future. This is, read my lips. AI is where it's going. AI is the future. The next 100 years of humanity is going to be driven by artificial intelligence. So this is where you want to be. I'm interested in something like this. I mean, I'm not a coder. I'm not interested in doing AI work from a technical labor aspect, but just understanding what Nigeria is doing, how Lagos and Nigeria is positioning itself in this AI conversation is what excites me. So say scroll down here. Who is this guy? Empowering innovation. We specialize in delivering tailored digital solutions. So more than likely, I'm probably going to shoot these people an email to kind of learn more about their program. Maybe catch a couple of them and then bring a couple of them onto the podcast to talk about what they're doing. I would definitely love to see this grow. Initiate, formulate, execute, monitor, and evaluate policies relating to science and information technology. Let's go to the newsroom here and see what this is about. Data Index. So this information is old. Look at it. The last published article was in, yeah, this is old. It's like more than 2 years ago. Let's see. Is this their Instagram? Is their Instagram? Oh, mission. So not much info. Okay. Lagos State Science and Research Innovation Council, cybersecurity, computer services. Yeah, although this is okay, so his name is Tubosun Alake. He's the commissioner of the MIST. So I'm gonna reach out to someone like this and do more of a deeper dive into if they have any coordinated AI plan or coordinated AI investment strategy with the state of Lagos and see what I can uncover. Okay. So yes, kudos to the governor of Lagos, Sanwo-Olu, positioning himself as a force to be reckoned with there. And yeah, and I definitely wish Lagos State's the best, and hopefully other states in Nigeria can emulate what Lagos is doing right now. But we gotta decentralize and move out and start building other economies and not just Lagos. Like I said, when you have an economy that's $100 billion a year in GDP, and then the closest one to it is only 20 billion, that's an $80 billion gap right there that needs to be filled. So I would like to see a state like Rivers climb higher, states like Akwa Ibom climb higher you know. So that's what I wanted to share today. Again, congrats to Lagos. Hopefully, Akwa Ibom can be up there too. inviting and bringing in the World Bank to see what we can do in what more we can do in Akwa Ibom State. All right. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for tuning in. All the best to you. Oh yeah, be sure to like, share, and comment. And if you have not yet subscribed, do so. It helps us with the algorithm. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll be back again tomorrow, probably around 10 a.m. I'm not feeling too good today. That's why I shifted it to 12. But I've kind of set this what do you call it? I set this goal for myself to come on live at least 4 or 5 days a week, and I just didn't want to miss today's schedule. That's why I scheduled it for 11. But tomorrow I'll probably be backing in at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time in Las Vegas. Okay, so I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Okay, all the best.